Hi, Kieran here again. This is a response video to Earl Portland. Hi Earl. I was going to call you Bike Messenger 7. Now what's happened here? Has YouTube finally allowed us to change our names? You seem to be called something else now. That's great. There's always a problem with YouTube that if you wanted to change your name, you had to change your entire channel. It's looking like that's actually different now. Anyway, that is an aside. Earl, I love your videos, man. I think I've written to you in text, in messages slightly, but I thought just say in person, your videos are great. You're an exceedingly wise man. You seem to be, like full of wisdom, and you also seem to be just full of stories and stuff. I mean, I think you seem to have lived several lifetimes worth of like stories, stuff. Maybe are you a time lord or something? Have you like regenerated and been living on Earth for like 900 years or something? Certainly all kinds of stuff seems to have happened to you, which is all very interesting. Basically I thought I'd reply to this video, spectrum between solitude and freedom, I think. Anyway, let me check. Spectrum between solitude and oppression. Glad I looked that up. I'd also be replying here to a previous video of yours. Should have planned this a bit better. We define our own lives, which you did a very short time before the other video, a few days ago. Okay, as they often do, some things you said really struck me. Okay, the thing about on solitude versus oppression, I can only say that I just totally experienced the same thing as you. I mean, I just kind of, I don't know, I didn't go into life wanting to be on my own a lot, but I've always enjoyed being on my own, and I just haven't found interactions with people, I haven't found they work very well. It's like work kind of relationships. When I'm in personal relationships, I seem to do fine. I mean, I'm married and get on pretty well with everybody. I do kind of like to have my dose of like about 6 hours on my own every day. I do feel a lot better if I get that. So I don't know what to say. Am I an antisocial bastard? Maybe I am. But I think it's also just the fact that workplace is just incredibly oppressive. I mean, I've really struggled with work. I'm not working at the moment. But every time I have worked, I've just been just about sort of hanging in there in terms of either getting sacked or just freaking out because I can't stand it. I did get that sort of feeling in school a bit as well towards the end. I think it was alright in the earlier years, but towards the end it was very much, I can't take this following the syllabus sort of thing. It was a bit better when I picked subjects I liked, but it was very restrictive, I found. Maybe we're just lovers of freedom, but also there is a lot of oppression out there. I've also found in recent years I've got involved with like activism, like political activism on the far left, on the in the Green Party and stuff. I find those places can be, I don't want to badmouth these groups, but there's a lot of groupthink going on. I think you probably watch Pyro 314's videos. He said something that really struck me the other day, is that he's saying, I can really like somebody as an individual, but then get them in a group and I'll hate them. So like, you could be 10 people, I like them all individually, but then as a group he like hates them, and I'm just beginning to find that's the case. But I don't know if it's, I'm really against hierarchies. I like to think that it's hierarchies that does it, not just people in a group. And if you could get them together democratically, then that would be basically all right. But yeah, I am seeing this thing where I'm trying to sort of exclude myself from society a bit to protect myself from the you know the hierarchies and the I don't know quite what it is, but just the oppression of it. Maybe it is. I'm just a massive lover of freedom. Okay, on your other point, which was we define our lives, you were responding to this other guy. I didn't see the other guy's video. I don't know anything about the other guy, but I did hear your side of it, and you're kind of talking in terms of what we might call kind of positive thinking, and that just struck a chord in me as well. Basically, I kind of went through a bit of a kind of self-help. I think it's about 5 years ago now. I was struggling doing this security guard job and finding it a bit depressing. And I read this book called Happiness by a guy called Richard Layard. It was mainly a kind of economics, kind of ethical book, but there was a little bit about how Buddhism might help people be happy, or religion makes you happier. I think some of those findings have been slightly discounted, at least according to Wikipedia. They've done a survey since which suggested that religion only seems to be make people happy in countries that are quite religious. So it's kind of more about getting with the majority. But anyway, it put me on this big sort of self-help journey, and I did have sort of highs and lows with it. And I think, but my kind of, I mean, I got into sort of Eckhart Tolle's books, and this other site, this Indian guy called Life Bliss Foundation on the YouTube. I kind of watched them, but ultimately I don't know, I did try sort of positive thinking, but I just found that I'm just not sure it really ever did have a long-term benefit. I mean, I did sort of do this, sort of try to change my thinking, especially in terms of hierarchies. I had some sort of short-term success, and I kind of tried to block out whenever I had a kind of hierarchical thought. I tried to sort of block it. And I found myself getting sort of some kind of state of ecstasy after a few days of doing that. It was kind of like on cloud nine a bit. It was kind of that. It seemed to be I had just taken away this oppressive thing, but it's sort of the unhappiness found its way back around the nooks and crannies of my brain somehow, and I always found that I think whenever I tried to think my way out of a bad situation just by being positive or sort of suppressing bad thoughts, or even just trying not to suppress stuff. I kind of tried everything sort of in terms of like suppressing stuff, not suppressing stuff, and in the end I just found it was just about as good as anything else to just play my natural game and kind of react as I sort of felt I should. It's not to say I'm against positive thinking. I certainly into being positive with other people and creating positive cycles, because you can either have a positive cycle or a kind of negative cycle. I think you were saying something about some diffusing some situations with some person annoying a lot of other people in another video of yours. I totally agree with that. I'm into sort of pacifism and all of that, but in your own head I don't know if there is much mileage out of this positive stuff. At least for me that maybe hasn't been. And I actually find that the sad truth is that the events that actually happen to you kind of like determine, and your probably basic sort of disposition kind of determine how happy you're going to be, rather than sort of being able to sort of really affect that very much. Not that these events are what you might think. I mean, growing old apparently doesn't make you less happy, but I think so stressful sort of situations and not having the sort of life you enjoy that is going to take it out of you happiness wise, and this person you're talking to, I don't know if you can really help him in that way. It might be more helpful to sort of say something. I can't slag you off because you are trying to help him more than I'm doing. But might be better to try and somehow get him round to the idea of trying to change his situation somehow. Maybe he's a radical, so it's just saying no more to this kind of job he's doing. And I don't know. Anyway, Earl, your videos are totally amazing. I'm going to keep watching, and I'm glad you managed to actually change your name on YouTube. That's quite impressive as well. Anyway, all the best.